welcome or welcome back. My name is Jennifer, and here on my channel I like to chat about all things beauty and makeup. And I am currently in the process of doing my collection and declutter. I did a huge collection and declutter video last year that I recorded and never posted. So I'm going to make sure to actually post it this time. And I do make mention of a few items that I already decluttered last year. I also make mention of a few items that were in like the bin of things I decluttered but just hadn't gotten rid of yet. So even though I'd never posted that, you're still going to get some of that like content to catch you up, since I definitely have not posted for a long time. And I've brought a lot in and sent a lot out of my collection. So I'm not going to do a specific special intro and outro for each video because that's just too much work. And if I try to do that, I won't do it. I just won't. I know myself. So I will do this by categories, and I will have the category listed in the thumbnail or the title of the video, or both. And just general housekeeping things. Anything that I have that is available will be listed on my Mercari page, which when it's listed, when I have things listed, I'll link the Mercari page below. And then, yeah, I'm not looking to do like a cut my collection in half. I'm not a minimalist by any stretch of the imagination. I have a whole flower wall with a neon sign, so definitely not a minimalist here. I definitely just love makeup, and I love playing in makeup. Sometimes I just sit in my beauty room and swatch stuff and enjoy what I have. And if you have a problem with me using my makeup like that, I mean, obviously I also use it on my face, but if you have a problem with that, you can just go ahead and exit out of the video now. This one's not for you, and that is totally fine. So enough housekeeping, let's get into the actual declutter. I think I got all of my Tarte face palettes out. It's a lot. I clearly love the brand as far as the products go. This is the Tarte Clay Play Volume 2 Eye and Cheek Palette. This was gifted to me, I think, for my birthday or Mother's Day this year. So definitely keeping this. I've used it for a few quick and simple eye looks. I do enjoy the cheek products in here as well. Although, why is my bronzer cracking? Hopefully just a tiny little crack. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. Okay, so definitely keeping that. And then I used a gift card to buy myself this Glow blush bar. It has Champagne Glow, Luminous Rosy Peach, and Luminous Rose. And the Champagne Glow, I will say, was like a little bit disappointing as far as the highlighter goes, especially a baked highlighter, which, my bad, I didn't apparently wipe all those off. But it is nice for like those no makeup days where I want something more natural, which is typically what I would be using this Clay Play palette for. So it's actually a really pretty highlight for that. I have the Blush and Bloom, and this one I got a couple of years ago, maybe last year. And I tend to use this more in the fall time for these two shades. So I'll get more use on this one this year than I have. I've gotten a little bit of use on it so far, but not a ton. Then I have this Precious Gems palette, which I desperately wanted last Christmas and then waited for it to go on sale and snagged it once it was on sale at Ulta. And I really like this one. I really like the formula. I like the shades. There is a more shimmery version of Park Ave Princess in here. And these are the smaller, like 1.5 grams. These are 1.5 gram little pans instead of the big, like 5.7 grams. And I have this Glamazon one, which, you know, I wanted this gift set last year, and I was with my husband and we saw it at Ulta, and he was like, just buy it. And so like I let the little devil on my shoulder called my husband talk me into it, and this is kind of a regret for me. I kind of wish I hadn't bought this, but I don't know if I've even really used this one to know if I like it or not. So I'm gonna give this one some more time, but I would say this one is probably on the chopping block. We have many, many, many more face palettes to go. Fear not. So I found another Tarte palette I missed. I brought over all my duos though, so let me set those out real quick and we'll do the Tarte palette and then the duos. Okay, this is the Tarte Pro Glow and Blush palette. I think this is like the second iteration they did of this. Like the first one was like just Pro Glow, and this was Pro Glow and Blush. I think the first one had mainly like bronzer and highlight, and then this one has 4 blush shades, a bronzer, and a highlight. My formula is starting to go a little bit, but currently it still works, and I do love these blush shades quite a bit. I've used a good bit of this highlighter. It's starting to get a little bit greeny, but it still works. Same with the bronzer. It's getting a little bit on the grainier side, but it still works. So I feel like we're in the last hurrah for this palette. Like we're gonna get one more year of use on it, and then it'll be about time for me to say goodbye to it, which is fine. This was a gift from my husband, and I have treasured it dearly. It was one of the first like prettier, higher end palettes that I was gifted, and I love it. I love looking at it. I love using it. I enjoy it every time I use it. Duos. I think I got all of the duos, but again, I may find some that I missed. Let me start with drugstore duos, or more affordable, I guess. That would be these two. I have this e.l.f. duo in the shade Guava, and I don't use this a ton, but when I do think it's really pretty. So it's not hurting me to keep it. I got rid of all of my other duos because I felt like someone could get better use out of these than I could. So I'm definitely gonna keep this one. And then I have this Glamlight Scooby-Doo one. And this is a blush duo palette, and I have never used this. These shades are pretty bright. I'm not really sure what I was thinking buying this, except that I love Scooby-Doo. I need to maybe ruminate on this one a little bit longer. Like, I don't feel like I'm ready to give it up yet, but also, like, why am I keeping it? Blush is very difficult for me to get rid of, and obviously highlighter. Then I have the Hoola Secret Oasis. This is the shade Hoola Light and Willa, and this is a little like travel size that I snagged at TJ Maxx for a couple bucks. I really wanted to try Hoola Light, but I didn't want to buy a whole one, but I also didn't want the tiny little boxes because I think the boxes are a dumb design. So when I saw this palette, I was like, well, it also comes with a pretty blush, so of course. And I do like Hoola Light, so I'm gonna keep this. It does make a good travel palette for me, because they're both pretty universal shades for me to use with most looks. Then I have these two from Sigma. I have the Cinderella one, which this peach is a little bit peachy for my liking, so I have to go a little light-handed with it. So I've used it several times, but it looks like I've literally never touched this unless you look close. But I do like this. I love the packaging. The packaging just, I'm such a sucker. And then I got the Alice in Wonderland, and I don't know why I haven't used this one yet. I pulled this out to use in the summer, and I think it's just more of like a winter shade for me. I tend to go more towards these like pretty mauve-y shades in the winter. So I haven't had this that long, like not anywhere near as long as I've had this Glam Light one for it to sit unused. I put it in my like everyday makeup rotation at one point, and I just didn't reach for it, so I put it back away, but I'll definitely be reaching for this soon. And then let's do my two Natasha Denona. So these both came to me via BoxyCharm. I have the Cupid Cheek Duo. This one's a cream blush and highlight. And I really like this one, but I do feel like this blush and highlight don't really go together for me. Like I typically just don't find myself wanting to use them at the same time. But when I do put it in my drawer, I like the cream blush and I like the highlight. This is just such a shimmery cream blush that I just find I don't really use highlight that much when I use this. And then I have the Love Cheek Duo, and I'll be honest, like 100% I am keeping this because the packaging brings me so much joy. But also, I really like this highlight. This blush, when it goes off, I'm literally just going to scrape it out and not be sad about it. It's pretty, but it is a pretty dry formula. Like right now it's totally dry. Like I'm going to have to heat this up with my finger to get any swatch out of this that's worth any grain of salt here. And it looks dry. Now the thing about a dry cream blush is that when it goes on, as long as it's not too dry to move your makeup around, it is a little bit blurring in effect on the skin. Now, my nose is not the most like trusty at this point because I have a cold, or I'm getting over a cold, but it doesn't smell, so I'm just going to leave it as is for now. At some point, I will declutter the blush out of that and just use the highlighter. Now let's talk about these contact skin duos that I have. I have this one, which is the Overtime Contour and Blush Duo. So this is Power Player is the contour and Pink Slip is the blush. And this is a beautiful formula and a beautiful shade. And then I also have the Good Glow Blush Duo in So Chill and Glow Rush, so different shades. And this one came a little bit shattered. It was a little bit heartbreaking. I've tried to smush it back in because it is a pretty shade, but it is slowly but surely falling apart on me. And I do find that I avoid using it some because it's falling apart. But it is a beautiful shade. Like just this beautiful glowy blush or blush topper, however you use it or don't. And this brand was Ipsy's in-house brand, Contact Skin, and so you can't get these anymore, and I feel like I would miss them if I decluttered them. So I'm gonna keep them for now at least. Although I do see myself probably getting rid of the blush duo. I did reach out to Ipsy and had them ship me another one after the first one came completely destroyed, and the second one is the one that I ended up keeping, and it was like not well, but not as bad off as the first one. And then we have this recent purchase of mine from Cover FX. I got the Mojave Mauve Duo, and I also got the Pink Dahlia Duo. these were like 70 or 80% off on their site. And they did accidentally send me a duplicate of my exact order. So I have another one of these in my like get rid of pile. I'm not showing it here because I'm keeping these and getting rid of the other two. I'm not keeping duplicates of these. Like, I literally just got them and I have so much product. Like, I don't need another. And then I got this one. This was the lightest shade of the bronzer. This is the Sun-Kissed Bronze. I did a light swatch of it and it looked like a shade I probably would use. It looks a little bit dark in the pan, so this is definitely one I'll be testing out to see how I feel about it. But for now, these are all gonna stay. I'm super, super late to the train on getting these, but I never could justify paying the $30 or $40 that these were per compact. But yeah, like 70 or 80% off, like, get in my cart for sure. Oh, you thought we were done? No. We're gonna ignore these for now. These are blushes that I found that I didn't go through, and we're gonna add that on to the end of my blush declutter. Like, we never saw it in this video. Ta-da! Let's start with this stack here. Okay, these are ones I set aside that are to be decluttered, and I still feel like they can go. So this is the Toy Factory Sunset palette. This I got in a BoxyCharm. I think it's super cute. You know, the blushes look like they're pretty. They seem soft on swatching, but I don't think I need this. I have plenty of other ones that I love more. The Beauty Bakery Lemon Bar, I tried it once, didn't like it. The shades are not for me. The Chocolate Marshmallow Truffle from BH Cosmetics. This one came in a set with other things that my husband got me, and these shades are just too dark for me. This is the Complex Culture one that initially came to me broken, so we're getting rid of that. This is the Pure Fair Light. I broke this, repressed it, and then managed to drop and break it again. I'm just done with this. I have used the blush a decent bit, but we're done. I've dropped it enough times that it's like, girl, let me go. And then this is the Glow Kit from ABH, and I took out the two lighter ones, and I'm decluttering the two darker ones. The two lighter ones, I think, are in here. Yes. These are the two lighter ones, so keeping this and decluttering that. So look, I can declutter things, kind of. All right, this is a Milani blush bar. This is the Flowers of Love. They're kind of light, but I do like them. And they're smaller, so maybe I stand a chance at someday panning these. We'll see. Then I have the Moon Prism blush palette from Lunar Beauty. This came in a BoxyCharm. I think it's really, really pretty. Yeah, I'm not ready to get rid of it. Sorry. I was debating if I could go ahead and get rid of it. This is the NARS Orgasm palette in Orgasm on the Beach, which, who comes up with these stupid names? And I really like these shades, and then I also like this shade mixed with this shade. I stay away from these two pretty much. But yeah, I'm not done getting my use on this yet. Then I have this Ofra Charm Your Cheeks palette. And this has Mai Tai in it. Which, did I keep Mai Tai? Hold please. Okay. I had bought Mai Tai in an Ipsy box at one point, and I think I ended up with two of them. I may have gotten rid of one. But since Mai Tai is in here, I definitely don't need another one. And then it also has Pink Satin, Candy Apple, Coral Crush, Fire Orange, and Rendezvous. And I like all of these. I don't really use Rendezvous that much, and I don't use this one as much. But these I definitely love. I could see myself potentially just keeping these three and decluttering these three in the future, but right now they're in a convenient palette, so no. Then I have the BH Cosmetics Bellini palette, and this one's hard because I love Georgia Peach. I like Peach of Cake and I like Peachy Keen. I could care less about the other three shades, but I can't, like, I've tried to get rid of this a few times and I just can't do it. I'm weak. I am weak. Obviously I'm weak because I bought the brand new Smashbox Halo Sculpt and Glow face palette in the shade Back to Cali when it was 50% off during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. Honestly, the main reason I wanted this was not only because I thought it was pretty and the blush shades were pretty, but also, you remember when all products used to come with these, like where to put your stuff? But also, I bought it because it has champagne pop in it, and I don't have champagne pop. So I figured I would get use out of this between the blush and the bronzer and champagne pop. And it's less total product of each. And then I have the ABH Contour Powder Kit in light to medium, which I need to pull this out and use a little bit more. It's been a while since I've used it. I don't really use this shade that much, but I do use these shades and sometimes this. So I just need to pull it out into my rotation. And then I have the Lethal Cosmetics. I did like a custom palette on their website, and I think the only shade that may still be available is this one and maybe that one. I don't think this bronzer is. I know these blushes aren't. Oops. These are very, very soft formulas, so I'm hoping to maybe hit pan on this bronzer eventually. Like, you can start to see some waffling in there, but it's probably just because it's falling apart. This came a little bit cracked and I just kind of like smushed it back in. This is a really pretty highlighter, like so gorgeous. Yeah, so we're keeping my custom palette from Lethal for sure. This is a Tarte magnetic palette, and I need to kind of look through this and see if there's anything in here that I want to declutter. So this one is a Makeup Geek single. This is a highlighter in the shade Luster. I feel like I'm okay to get rid of that one. And then this is a Sydney Grace highlight in the shade Swinging Vines. And I think I'm okay to get rid of that one too. Who am I? I don't know. This was a ColourPop palette that I depotted because it was falling apart, like the packaging was. And I think these are really pretty shades, but I literally never use these. And at this point, they're just making a mess and pissing me off. Do I want to keep this highlight though? Like, this one's not falling apart. Yeah, I'm not hurting anything keeping that. So I'll keep that highlight. And then I think I can probably combine these, maybe. Yes, so now I have a cute little highlighter palette. I mean, I say cute, it's definitely, you know, not the same pan shapes or anything, but the shades are cute, okay? That's what we're here for. And I'm going to put the ones I'm decluttering back in here for now. I'm going to keep this palette though. I love this palette. Okay, I have two Pat McGrath face palettes. This one is Divine Blush and Glow in the shade Nude Venus. And so this one is a little bit more on the nudie side. I've used this highlighter a ton. I typically reach for these three plus shades over this one, but the palette's beautiful. I love the imprints. It makes me happy. We're keeping things that bring us joy. This is Joy. And then this is Divine Rose. And okay, I had to make sure I didn't buy like the same blush shade that's already in here, but I did not. So again, I've used this highlighter a ton. I love all of these blushes, so we're gonna keep that for sure, for sure, for sure. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way so I can get to the last few palettes. So here's the last few face palettes that I have to go through. This one is from Douce, and this I got in Ipsy, and I honestly regret choosing this or buying it as an add-on or however I got it. So this can go. And then this is Seraphine Botanicals Geranium and Glow Blush and Highlight Palette, and I think this is adorable. I love this shade Ladylike. This was also in a BoxyCharm, so I'm gonna keep this. Also on the theme of BoxyCharm, this is from One Size, the Cheek Clapper. This is in the shade Attention Seeker, and this is that like popular hot pink that, you know, everybody was after. It's got a cream with a little flap on it to keep the cream separate, a powder, and then like a very glittery highlight that I don't hate, but I don't really love either. I could see myself using this as like an inner corner highlight or an eye topper to like bring a look together, but that's pretty much brand new. I've used it just a few times. Then I have these two palettes from BH Cosmetics, and I've been toying with these. I haven't really used them a lot. This one is the Chocolate Cherry Truffle, and this is the Vanilla Peach Truffle, which I really like the Vanilla Peach Truffle, but I feel like if I kept the Peach Bellini one, like I should just get rid of these. And I think I am finally ready. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm gonna set these aside and see if I feel like I missed them. If I do, I'll bring one or both back in, but I'm gonna try life without them for a little bit, and I think I will be just fine because I haven't touched them in a while, and I feel like keeping one BH face palette is enough for me to satisfy that itch. So let me count up how many in total I kept and how many I decluttered. Okay, so I kept 30 and decluttered 12, and I'm counting this as a declutter, and I'm counting this as a declutter, and then I'm counting the palette that I kept all the highlights in as a keep, which, my bad. Just kidding, kept 31 and decluttered 11, because apparently that was in the incorrect spot. So even though this is half of this palette and these two were in this palette, I'm counting these as 2 declutters and then this as 1 keep. Hopefully that makes sense, because this is just how many total face palettes I have to store currently. That's the way I did it, and that's what I'm going with. Okay. Did I even talk about this one? If I didn't, this is Vintage by Jessica Liebenskind, or however you say this. I got this in BoxyCharm, and it is just basic 2 pinks. And I didn't find the packaging was anything special. The formula was nothing special. Yeah, so this is a declutter, if I didn't already say that, which if I didn't, I'll be splicing this in at some point to the video. Okay, bye. So I actually found 3 more face palettes that I knew I had this one somewhere. I just wasn't sure where. I found them though. So we're gonna edit this into the face palette video. It's definitely a different day. So this is the Ulta Sun-Kissed face palette. Yeah, there's no actual like name. It does say that the illuminator is Pink Diamond, the blush is Flamingo, and the Radiant Glow bronzer is Light. So I think they have a couple different shades in this. I think the highlighter is actually really pretty. Yeah, so I'm a clown and I'm definitely keeping it. Then I have the Physicians Formula Muru Butter Glow Face Palette. This was, it's really nice. This is the bronzer and the blush. The bronzer is just the Muru Butter Bronzer. It doesn't have like another shade. And then the blush is the same. Oh no, just kidding, just kidding. The blush is Beachy Peach. The highlighter is Tropical Sands, but it came completely busted. I do have it in a jar, like to use as a loose highlighter, but I will probably be decluttering that because I just cannot be bothered. It was a really pretty highlight. There's not even anything left for me to swatch. It was really pretty. I feel like this is something I could potentially pan at some point, maybe. I don't know. If I could pan a, like, travel size blush or bronzer, I feel like that would be a feat. And then I have the Revolution Soph Highlighter Palette. This is a gift for my darling daughter. And I think it's such a sweet, sweet gift. And some of these make really beautiful inner corner highlights, or they're just fun to play with for face highlights. So I'll be keeping this as well. So I'll be putting my actual totals up on the screen, hopefully, since we now have 3 more face palettes. I think that brings me to 34. I'm going off memory here, so sorry if I'm wrong. I'll correct myself on the screen. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I always have a great time hanging out with you guys and love it when you comment below. Any mistakes you think I made, you know, things I got rid of that I shouldn't have, things that I kept that I probably should get rid of already. And anything that you've had on your wish list that you saw me swatch and you're like, Jennifer, girl, stop it. I'm already spending enough money, because I really like it when other people feel that struggle like I do when I watch these. I do love watching collection and declutter videos. They're so relaxing for me. So I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, I do hope you'll give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, if you could hit that subscribe button for me. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye.